Hello everybody, it is me, a local Canadian, and in this video I will be talking about my views and the general opinion about how I feel about stuff in Dead by Daylight. So the main things in this video I will be talking about is how it would feel to be a new player that's entering the fog, the asymmetrical aspect of how DBD is, the player base and all the toxicity that is within, the fairness of how both sides are played, how the hackers are like on Dead by Daylight, how the bugs feel and how they would actually impact your gameplay. And before we start, just a quick disclaimer, everything in this video is my own opinion, meaning my views on things may be different than yours. At least you don't get upset and read a huge hate comment just because my opinion is different. Just remember, I'm a human too. Anyways, let's get started with the first section, and that is how it would feel to be a new player. So, for any new players that will be entering the fog for the very first time, I believe that they will find it fun. But for some limitations, as the game can be fun for new players, they will eventually find the game boring after a while of doing the exact same thing, and will most likely just quit the game right after. But if they decide to play with friends, they can make the experience a lot more fun. They will have communication with their team. They can also try out custom games with their friends to get some extra skills before entering a real match. Because let's be honest, the tutorials don't teach you shit. I do believe the UI would be pretty overwhelming for them, especially in the main menu, as they have a million things to process and understand and get used to. I believe DBD should add a tutorial for the UI, because at least that would help players get a quick insight as to what everything actually means. Yes, they do have a beginner's mode in the settings, but that brings me to my point. They have to already know the UI to get to that setting, which can be overwhelming, especially if someone can't understand things right away. And now, let's move on to the next section, which is the asymmetrical aspect of Dead by Daylight. Now for this one, I believe after a while of playing, the game can become pretty boring and easy to burn out from playing. After like 3 or 4 matches, I myself already feel like getting off. This wasn't the case back then, as I used to be able to play for hours without getting off. I guess it could just be because I'm a new player losing interest in the game, which I hope definitely not. But I find it rather boring that it's always the same thing. Like, you spawn in as a survivor, you do gens, you save people, you go hide, and then you either escape or you die. Same with killer, you just spawn in, you hunt survivors, you kill them, or they escape and you lose. But there is one thing that completely changes that view, and that is perks. Perks in the game can either make your experience a blast or a living hell, whichever one you'd like to go with. That's where the asymmetrical part doesn't come into play, as each perk can drastically change the outcome of the game, and you never know which perks you're gonna need, so you're always switching up perks to find the perfect match for your desired killer. The perks you bring can either screw you over completely or help you completely annihilate the match. It just depends on whatever combo you bring. If you play as a survivor with friends, you can combine a whopping 16 perk combo and completely destroy the killer's hopes and dreams. Or, the killer can bring 4 perks and absolutely destroy you. It just depends on how you play. Each perk affects your playstyle, so you just need to choose wisely. Now, the next topic is the most controversial I'll be discussing about, and that is just fairness on both sides. Now, for this one, it's always being debated. Survivors mains will always say the game's killer-sided, and killer mains will always say the game is survivor-sided. But as a fellow killer main myself, I'm just going to give my opinion, and I'm just going to say the game is actually really balanced if you think about it. Now, hold on that million word hate comment, just let me explain real quick. So if you really think about it, every single thing has a counter. If survivors bring toolboxes, you just bring gen defense perks. If survivors bring flashlights, you just bring lightborn and that one Chucky perk that I completely forgot the name of. Keys? Who the fuck even uses them anymore? Medkits just bring healing offense perks. If killers are bringing gen offense perks, bring gen defense perks like Repressed Alliance. If killers are bringing anti-healing perks, just bring botany knowledge or that one Felix perk that nobody ever goddamn uses. If the killer is slugging, just bring down perks like Unbreakable, Flip Flop, Boil Over, etc. If the killer is tunneling, just bring Decisive Strike or Borrowed Time. The killer is not breaking pallets, use any means necessary, because that will allow you to use the pallets again. Survivors keep stunning you with pallets, bring endurance or build strength. Getting annoying of just constantly getting your location revealed by screaming, just bring calm spirit. I could continue going, but you get what I mean. Realistically, everything has a counterattack. Now, obviously, you aren't going to know what each perk each side is going to have, but that's the mystery. You're meant to bring perks you believe are going to be the ones that counter each side, and that's what I believe what makes it balanced. Everything has a counter. but that will only be applied if one side brings the proper perks. Now, on to the next section, we will be talking about hackers. Now, Dead by Daylight has hackers, no doubt in that. Almost every single game has hackers. No reason why they wouldn't have hackers as well, but the type of hackers you will encounter are odd. But that's even if you meet any hackers. I myself have next to never met any hackers in DBD. Only a small chunk, like 3 in my entire DBD playtime, and I have over like 2.5 thousand hours. The type of hackers you will meet are either positive hackers or negative hackers. Now, just as a disclaimer, I do not condone hacking or find it okay to do. I'm just explaining the type of hackers you will go up against, and this has no way on impact on me liking them. So let's start with the friendly hackers. These hackers just boot up the game, hack for the fucks of it, but don't do it in a competitive way. They really only use it to have fun, and will mostly always give themselves up to the killer right after. They do not sabotage the killer's gameplay, nor cheat to increase the survivor's advantages. You will most likely just find them flying around the map, maybe friendly teabagging a little bit, and having a little nice fun time. I will show you 2 clips where I met a hacker, and they were quite nice. And those are the friendly type of hackers. They just want to have fun and use their cheats to make the match more enjoyable for everyone. Remember, I still don't condone cheating. I'm only educating you on the types of cheaters you will encounter in your future playtime. Now for the bad cheaters. These ones just use their cheating to their advantage. They use them as a way to win. Most of the time they will subtly hide it at the beginning and will only use it and only just full on expose it when they're at the end game and they're about to lose. That's when you realize that they'll finally show their true colors. I really only have one clip where I saw a cheater, a bad one, but here it is real quick. On to the next and final section. Now, how the bugs in the game actually impact the gameplay. Now obviously, if you've been a long time Dead by Daylight player, you would have definitely ran into a bug somewhere in your lifetime of playing. Whether it was just a simple visual bug or a completely groundbreaking bug where you couldn't even play the game. In general, me speaking, I've not really ran into any bugs in my DBD playtime, only one, but boy oh boy have I experienced some bugs / poor optimizations here and there. Here are some examples. Now those were in the past, obviously like around a couple years ago. You can kind of tell by the graphics and the UI and such. Dead by Daylight has made a lot more suitable and optimized gameplay, like optimized changes for gameplay wise, but that still won't mean you won't encounter them in the future. And that, my folks, is the end of the video. If you made it this far, comment down below how you feel about the current state of the game and tell me what you wish they would change about it or improve it. If you like the if you like the content, you should totally like and subscribe, as it will help me out a ton. you don't really understand how much it will, trust me. Anyways, I'm no longer gonna take more time out of you all. See you guys in the next video. Alright? Peace.